Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with a Scraplift Crafternoon, a hop started by my friend Kimberly at I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking. Today we are going to be scraplifting Kelly Pyron, and her layout is based on a 6x6 paper pad. She was doing something about the colors of the rainbow, and she does have a process video for this, so it will be linked below. So she was using orange and I am using yellow. There's all sorts of colors in this because I'm using this Paper Studio Treat Yourself. It's pretty much like a birthday 6x6 paper pad. And I am documenting this picture of my son and I. And we had gone to the movies with my husband and watched Batman. I was pointing out that you can see my shirt a little in the picture. And what I have is this picture and my tickets. And I brought this white solid cardstock in. And so she uses a 6x6 paper pad, and so I thought I would do the same because I definitely forget I have them. They're on the lower of my 3 shelves on my Lexington cart, so I forget I have them. So she also distresses her papers, so I brought my Tim Holtz Distress in. So here is the layout, and let's see how this goes. So I flipped through the paper pad, and I've already pulled out 2 or 3 papers, and I decided, since I was going to see, we're at the Batman movie and the theme colors for Batman are black and yellow, that I would use black based and yellow based paper, and that includes llamas, suckers or cake pops, the little noisemaker birthday things, and the confetti. So those are the 4 papers. So I'm going to cut them down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 so that I have that little space in the middle. And it will not be laid down evenly. It will not be perfect in the middle and on the sides because I don't do things that way. I do get my Tim Holtz Distresser, and very carefully, because this is a regular paper weight. It is not a cardstock. It is thin. And I considered changing my plans because of that, but I test ran one and it worked out fine. So I went ahead, as long as I do it slowly. And I did tear one little piece, but it's tucked behind the picture and you would never know it. So as my base paper to map my picture, I went ahead, and she has hers. It looks like her pictures are just pre-matted with a white border, or she put it on white paper. I decided I wanted to make my paper, so I got out my alcohol ink by Tim Holtz and used Sunshine Yellow and just made streaks. And I wanted it to be streaky. Then I added some mixative, or some of the blender, just so it would give some spots a darker color and some spots a lighter color. And then I add one line on my little ink pad, I guess is what it would be called. I add one line of the Tim Holtz Mixative in gold, and I wanted it to be very thin. I don't want it to be all over like I've done with the yellow. Just want to add a little bit of the gold in there. And so I could have cut part of this part out, I suppose. So I just do one line down the middle of the little pad, and then I just streak it down in a few different places. And that way I'm getting a little bit of gold on both sides. It's almost like it's wood grain and distressed, which I am thrilled with. So I'm going to cut that down to 4 1/4 and pretty much keep all of that length, because I want it to be about as long as she has hers, because I wanted to tuck the movie tickets in on one side or the other. So I'm writing down the date from the back of my picture. If you learn nothing else from me, that would be my one thing that I would love to help you all and inspire you to do, is to write the dates or information from the back of the picture down on something before you ink it mat it down. So there's what I have to say. So I have these. There are 3 tickets because, like I said, it was me, my son, and my husband. And so I have all the tickets, and I have a book, a scrapbook that I have literally documented all the tickets from the movies we've been to. So I pulled one out and used the other 2 to just tuck in like these little flaps. And I fold them over a little. You can still see pretty much everything there is to see. It's got the movie and the time, the dates even on there, which makes me giggle because I went to all the trouble to write the date down and it's on the ticket, but that's fine. And I ink the outside of this paper. Now, 3 of the 4 papers are black, and you're going to see that definition on the paper, but on the yellow, it needed a little definition. And so I thought, plus where it crosses the white, I wanted it to be there too. So just like she does, I get a frame and cut a piece out because I hate to waste. And then I went through my birthday stuff and my characters, and I went to find as much as I could that I felt would stand out on this page, because the papers are very, very bold. And of course they're black base, so it's a hard thing to find things that'll cover. So that's why I went with that white wood grain frame, because I had a pink and a brown, and I knew those weren't going to work for me. So I get this little button, and it's just because it's yellow. I didn't care what it was, really. I just wanted something in the yellow family to bring the yellow up to the top left corner. And so I matted it because it was a clear sticker. I matted it on white, and I am so sorry. I just to get that tucked in right there next to the picture frame. And I'm really just adding things to add them. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. I really want to get some things used up. Those stickers, the birthday balloons that you see right there, I have had those for a very long time. I couldn't even tell you how long. Some of these stickers that I'm using right now are super old. And those are Francis Myers, those balloons, the multiple balloons. And I can see them much better in person than I can looking at this video. And one of them gets pretty much covered up anyway. They're really just there for a little extra oomph. And I'm thought about matting them, but I was really looking for a thin layout. I realized as I was putting my layouts away for 2020, which I pretty much just wrapped up, that instead of what should fit into 2 albums because of the amount of layouts, it's going to have to go in 3 because of the bulk of the layouts, because I use a lot of fun foam. I use a lot of Dottie About Flair. I use some 3D, stickers and embellishments, and that's fine. I love doing that. I love having the ability and the options. But, you got to take that into account. So every once in a while, I like to do kind of a flat layout, because she does pop her pictures up on fun foam or on some kind of a dimensional. So I've just been pulling stickers, and these little party favors that I would just put down, you can't see them very well as in this video, but you can see them in person, which I guess is the most important part. And then I just tuck things in different places, just using things that have either yellow or black that will work for me and I think look good on the layout. And then I get these Paper Studio. I'm assuming that this is their answer to the thickers. And yesterday in my creation, I've used a couple of different ones, and they came off the packaging perfectly, and they stuck good. And today this came off really well, but it's not very sticky, so I'm just using some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to get it tacked down. I have heard some people say that they had some issues, but so far in the 3 that I've opened and tried, I have not had a problem. So fingers crossed that it was just a fluke for them and that they don't have that problem anymore. So this is a journaling card or pocket card that I got not that long ago, and I don't want a whole bit of that because it'll cover that whole yellow paper. So I tear it because I don't mind the torn look, and put that down on top of the llama paper. And I'm going to use that for journaling as well as a title or subtitle, because I already have that Celebrate up there, and I like that as a title as well. Because no offense, but this was not my favorite Batman movie. And it might have been because when I went into this, it was like a last minute, hey, you want to go to the movies? And I wasn't really feeling it. But because it was my son's birthday party or birthday movie, I thought, well, I'll go. Plus, I do love a superhero movie. And I thought, that I would enjoy it, but it was also 3 hours long and I wasn't prepared for that. So I don't know if that's part of why I didn't enjoy it as much as I might have, but most people say it was an amazing movie, and maybe on a different day it would have been. So anyway, I have these Batman stickers, and they are not, pardon my chair, they are not acid and lignin free, so I am not putting them, oh, they are acid and lignin free. Well, I'll be a monkey. Well, anyway, I didn't put them near the pictures or at least touching the pictures, because I guess I didn't pay enough attention. Usually these little sticker books like that are not noted on there that they're acid and lignin free. So anyway, I guess that's good to know for the future. There's not a whole lot left in there. As you could see, if you were able to see, what I've got like 5 or 6 stickers on each sheet, and there's like 3 sheets left. So there's, I don't know, 10 or 15 stickers left. So I pull out my Tim Holtz Small Talk, and I'm going to use black because it's going to go down here on the yellow. I feel like in her layout, she mostly decorated the top left square and the bottom right square. And I did that, except I got a little carried away and came over onto the top right square with the balloons and that present and stuff, which I'm fine with. And I just put stay strong, use your wings, and be you bravely. I felt like those fit Batman. So I put those down, and had I not used adhesive to get the second one that says use your wings, I probably would have pulled it up and moved it down a little further, because when I put the third one down, it looks a little off, but it's fine. I've used double-sided tape on these because they don't always stick on the whole strip. Sometimes they roll up, so I will put some tape down and make sure that that stays. So at some point I do try and pull on it a little bit, but it wasn't going to come up without tearing, and I wasn't going to mess with it. It wasn't that important to me, and it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's off by just a little. So I decide I want to put some little title down here in this empty space, because I really didn't have anything else to write in the journaling. Because I didn't want to write. It was terrible, because I'm sure, like I said, it wasn't as bad as I felt like it was. I did specify that my husband and my son thought it was a great. So I get out my inks, and I'm going to use my Delusions Black Marble Shimmer Spray on the yellow paper, and my Ranger Tim Holtz Distress Oxide in Wild Honey on the black. And I pretty much put just a little splattering on all 3 black sheet of all 3 black squares. Let me get that out. And then just a little splattering around on the yellow with the shimmer spray. And I just wanted to add a little bit of mixed media. I know that I've already inked some, and I did the background paper for the matte, but I like adding some little splatters and sprinkles, and they kind of fit because there's some little confetti and splatters and stuff everywhere. And I had extra on my table that splattered, and on the paper, or the little packaging I was using, and I just got this piece of scratch paper that I have been using for excess inking, and it's really cool looking, so I'm going to use that on a layout soon. So here is the close-up, because I am done. It is definitely not as fancy and pretty as hers, since she's got lots of flowers and butterflies, and it's very lovely. Mine is a little bit more playful and crazy, which is kind of, fitting for me and my son who are in this picture. So here's the close-ups, and I hope that you all enjoyed this. I hope you all will get out your 6x6 paper pads and use those up, or your stash, or your scraps. And I hope that you all will go check out Christine Harden, who I will have linked below as well, and go check out Kelly, who we are scraplifting. And then I hope you all will come back next Sunday for another Scraplift Crafternoon, where I think we might be tying it into May I Scraplift You. So if not, I hope to see you tomorrow for the next day of May I Scraplift You with Crystal Barrett at Pineapple Papers. And that is about it. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. And I hope that you all will come back soon. Happy scrapping!